Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parrish Construction and Roofing. You need an orthopedist, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. You want to lose weight? Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Semaglutide, tirzepatide, remember, they can ship anywhere in the country and they can do the whole thing telemed. So if you're interested, you've heard about the once a week injections for weight loss, you want to learn more, Unique Physique. By the way, Brock, Parrish, Unique Physique, Restored Motions, links all in the description of this episode today on YouTube. So smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you're notified whenever we go live. Thanks for being there with us. Hope you're having an awesome start to your day. I'll say some good mornings here in just a second. LSU football. We were out at fall camp on Monday. Went through my practice notes on AFR, on Locked on LSU. I'll run through it quickly here. Some of the notables. Shells on Monday, 90-minute viewing for the media thereabouts. So shells, helmets, and shoulder pads. Jalen Lee, Braden Swinson continue to be absent. I'm told that they're working on coursework. Shelton Sampson, Xavier Thomas were limited. During practice, we saw three players get dinged up. Bernard Causey, John Emery, Major Burns. Emery and Burns both returned and were full participants, so there was like nothing at all. We did get to see team offense during a 2-minute drill. Man, offense was going right down the field. They got inside the 10, the goal-to-go situation. Nuss threw a pick at the goal line to Ashton Stamps. You could tell, man, he just hesitated, then threw it into traffic, and he got picked off. So got to purge those bad plays. Ricky Collins went first with the twos. That was a flip from when we saw him last week on Thursday. Offensive line had a really good day against the defensive line in their 3-on-3 double team drills, and then on the one-on-one pass rush, it was the offensive line won every rep. The first team offensive line won every rep. Kalaj Cobbins, I'm gonna keep telling y'all about him, dude. I'm gonna keep telling y'all the name. Kalaj Cobbins continues to be impressive. Was impressive in spring, still impressive out there right now. I don't know how he fits in as a freshman, but he continues to flash, man. He's impressive. So anyway, Tigers are back out there today, Tuesday. So we'll have media availability starting at 10:45. Not as much availability today, but then we do talk to Brian Kelly afterwards on Wednesday. We get the whole practice, and then we talk to Joe Sloan. So busy week for the Tigers as they move through fall camp. Okay, do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post, all that good stuff. Forgot actually to pin Parrish on Facebook. Let me do that real quick. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. Pin, boom. Okay. All right, let's say some good mornings. You know the drill. Fire away. See what y'all got. Trivia Carter, good morning. Brian Wynn, wood up. Brett Gidry, good morning. There's my Parrish link. Sorry. Brian Wynn. SEC Network picked their top 10 quarterbacks for the last 10 years yesterday. Burrow and Jaden Daniels were numbers 1 and 2. Well, they were two quarterbacks that won the Heisman. So, yeah, I mean, Burrow in the last 10 years, I mean, Bryce Young won the Heisman as well. I'm trying to think. So 10 years would go back to 2014, right? 14. Let's see. 15 was Derrick Henry. I'm running through the Heisman winners in my head. Yeah. I mean, who else is even on the list? I guess they put Stetson Bennett on the list because Tua was probably on the list. It is so odd though, and Brian, I didn't see the list, but let me see if I can pull that up real quick. See if they got that on Twitter or some on SEC Network. Which it's just so interesting to me too, just when we think about how LSU is just a quarterback graveyard, man. No, they don't have it up. Anyway, I mean, LSU was a quarterback graveyard for a decade. It's so crazy. And now it's like this beacon of quarterback greatness. Burrow, Daniels winning Heisman's, number one picks. Now Bryce Underwood coming to campus. It's crazy. The law of averages are certainly evening out for us. Hey, Abner, good morning. Taylor Hudson, good morning. Matt, good morning. Gonna miss T-Bob yelling Pete, Pete, Pete on whiskey and wine. No, I'm sure we'll still yell it. Even if Coach Pete isn't actually on the show, I'm sure he'll still yell it. I'll still yell it. Brad David, good morning. Is Michigan about to get in trouble? I'm sure they'll get something. Jim Harbaugh's comments yesterday that he won't apologize because he had no knowledge of what was going on. I guess it gives him plausible deniability. I'm curious to see the Connor Stallions Amazon or Netflix documentary, whichever one it's on. It's coming up. So, hey, babe. Oh, babe, you have some stuff under your eyes. Yep. Perfect. I like your dress, Erica. Yeah. No. Is today the first day with kids there and everything? Oh. Bye, babe. School year's getting cranked up, y'all. Yeah, so Michigan. Look, remember the Big Ten suspended Harbaugh for 3 games last year. Not the NCAA. Michigan didn't self-impose any punishment. The Big Ten suspended Harbaugh. So it wasn't like that was an NCAA punishment. That was the Big Ten suspended Harbaugh. Is that enough? Probably not for the NCAA. Real interesting thing will be, do they vacate wins? If they vacate wins, then could they potentially vacate a championship, which we've seen before? I mean, USC vacated their 2004 championship. Louisville vacated their 2013 basketball championship. I mean, we've seen vacated championships before. It's stupid as it is, but might. Matt, RIP to Steve Crackthorpe. Yeah, man. Saw that kind of at the end of AFR yesterday. I did mention it on Locked On. So I didn't know. I can't say that I knew Steve Crackthorpe. I was covering the team when he was hired. So I was there for, press conferences, but that's about it. And remember, he was hired before that 2011 season. That's when he was diagnosed with Parkinson's. And so before that season is when Steve Crackthorpe went to the sort of quarterback coach role, more of a support role. And Stud was the one that ended up being the OC and calling plays for those 2 seasons. But man, Crackthorpe was just 59 years old, young guy. And condolences to his family and those who, there's a lot of people who played for him, coached under him, and knew him well that spoke very highly of him. But at 59. Daniel Holden, morning, Matt. Been a while since I caught a live. Feels good to be back. Good to have you, Daniel. Thanks for being there, man. Charlie Cavell, good morning. Devin Johnson, good morning. Cajun Country, man, good to hear that the O-line looks really strong. Is that just the D-line is returning guys from a mediocre D-line, or are they that good? Well, I mean, the offensive line is that good. I mean, that much we know. Like, they were that good last year. And, I mean, you look at that unit now with Campbell and Jones, who are both projected first-round picks. Dellinger and Frazier are both returning starters that are seniors. I mean, you only have one new starter on the offensive line. So oh my God, Drew's awake at 7:40. No way. He must know it's almost school time. Drew goes to school tomorrow. Where were we? Offensive line. So I'm not surprised the offensive line is doing great because they're great. I mean, they're objectively great. I mean, they are in the argument for the best offensive line in college football this year. Um, you know, the defensive line, I'm curious if I'm just going to be curious how this rotation looks and all that stuff as they move throughout camp and get toward the season. I mean, they look. I'm gonna tell you what. Um, there was a period yesterday where I probably spent about 10 or 15 minutes just watching Bo Davis work technique with the defensive line, and I mean, how he's building concepts in the same way that you would build a route tree is how he's building concepts on defensive line technique, hand placement, like initially starting with like a punch, then a punch and a rip, then a punch, a rip, and a chop. Like it just how they're just going to be better. They're going to be better. I'm telling you, the defensive line is going to be better. Like I don't know, they're going to be awesome, but they're going to be better. Yeah, I guarantee you, they're going to be better. Kelly Gross, good morning. It's me. Mark Bacon, good morning. Hunter Eilers, morning, Scone. Do you know if ESPN will have the same two broadcasters for every SEC game of the week? Well, my guess is, I mean, you're going to have Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, Cole Kublik on the primetime game. I mean, that's the crew that they've been rolling with. I don't know why that would change. I haven't heard an announcement that would change. Oh, unless are you talking about the 2:30 game? Well, remember, see, here's the thing you got to remember now, Hunter. The 2:30 window is no longer like the premier window. It was that because that's what CBS bought. CBS bought, when they had the SEC contract, it was for that 2:30 window, and they got the first pick. That's no longer the case. ESPN owns the entire contract. So what if ESPN decides their marquee game they're going to put in primetime? I mean, they can manipulate the whole schedule now. So, I don't know what the lineup. We'll all learn how ESPN starts to value different games and what time slots. But primetime is typically where you want the best game. So, but is it ESPN, ESPN2, SEC Network? We'll see. Taylor, morning, Matt. Do the DBs ever meet together, or is the room always split between safeties and corners? Is it like that for practice too? No, practice the DBs are together. Now, they could certainly run individual drills, but like mostly what we see is when they go to like individual, like the defensive line and defensive ends are together, the linebackers are together, the corners and safeties are together. So I'll spend a little more time today watching the DBs in the individual periods to give you a better sense of that. But what I try to do is whenever they're in individual periods, like yesterday, there was a point where the corners and receivers did their one-on-one drills. There was offensive and defensive line that did one-on-one drills, like I talked about. So when that's happening, I'm less likely to pay attention to. There's just more action going on there, where I feel like you can extrapolate more. So it's kind of just a matter of how the practice is going. Brett, is Auburn going to be sneaky good? They're killing it in recruiting. Yeah, they got another 5-star I saw. But Hugh Freeze is a really good coach, y'all. I mean, that's no surprise. And, I said last year, one of my bold predictions was Auburn was going to beat someone they had no business beating. And they didn't. They finished 6-6. But remember, they were a 4th and 31 away from beating Bama. They were in a 1-score game with Georgia until the final possession. They were close a couple times, but didn't quite get it done. But remember, they're 6-6. They threw up on themselves against New Mexico State. If you just handle your business against New Mexico State and don't allow a 4th and 31, they're 8-4. Now, shoulda, coulda, woulda, if, all that sort of stuff. But point is, they weren't far away at 6-6. And so I do think as Hugh Freeze keeps recruiting, he's a good coach. He's going to get Auburn back on track, yes. Brent, good morning. Solar Flares, good morning. Robert Bracado. How about Josh Smith with the walk-off? That was really cool. Now, it was against the Astros. That stinks. He did it against Bregman, but still. Calici, LSU getting the walk-off homer in the 10th last night. So 10th, or was it? It was in the 9th. DJ's walk-off 2 days ago was in the 10th. You love to see it. Jeremy, good morning. I heard your show yesterday about Nuss making a bad interception. Was that just a one-time mistake, or has that been a theme this fall? We haven't seen a ton, right? So I can't say it's been a theme. But what I will tell you is in the team periods we've seen, he's thrown 2 picks. Both were Ashton Stamps. So in 7-on-7, the first day we saw, he threw a ball down the left sideline, double coverage. And he threw a ball and trusted Mason Taylor to go get it, and Ashton Stamps just undercut the route and made the pick. Probably not a great decision to throw into double coverage on the sideline. But yesterday was a bad decision for sure. I mean, you're in the red zone. You're in a goal to go situation, and you could tell like his first read wasn't this, so he holds the ball, and then it's like, what do I do? And then Daniels was coming over the middle, and he tried to force one into traffic, and Stamps picked him off. So I mean, it's one of those where, look, you throw it on the ground, you throw it out the end zone, you take the sack, you run, you do anything, but throw the pick. But I can't say that's been a theme. But then again, that was only the third practice we've had availability. On the second time, we've really seen team drills. So we'll see how it looks today. Bailey, I'm with you. DA seems more candid. It's like he knows he's not behind a giant wall anymore. I'm also with you. I'm tired of talking. Want to see it. Yeah, man. Was talking about, we were playing some DA yesterday after practice, and I think maybe it was him talking about the quarterbacks, about how they both look good, but they'll have much better sense when they actually play preseason games. Sorry about the yawning, y'all. I've been up since 5:30. Did my cold plunge this morning at 5:30. Went to Hot Works, got my workout in. So did some grounding and breath work already. Now I'm having my coffee. So I'm rolling. I don't know why I'm yawning, but yeah. So I think DA has been more candid here so far in this camp. I think it's almost like talking about Kendre Miller's you can't make the team if you're in the training room. Talking about A.T. Perry, need to make the team. Saying he's not putting any quarterback ahead of other. Wants to actually see him do it in a game. I mean, he's just being really transparent, and I think it's good. Isaiah Foskey, he's taking a step. We need him to take a leap. He's being candid about these guys. I like to hear that. But I think there's some urgency there with DA. Brett DeGrow, Wendell Norman, David Tolson. It seems Nuss doesn't lack confidence in his arm. No, not at all. Nuss has all the moxie and confidence and bravado and everything you want in your quarterback. Nuss checks every box. He just hasn't played a ton. That's all. Just go play. Brad David, in 2013, was Mettenberger ever in the Heisman race? Probably not, Brad, because reputation at that point still for LSU football was not great, throwing the ball offensively. And remember, they lost 2 games early. They lost to Georgia in Athens. Well, then they lost to Bama. So, no, I don't remember Mettenberger ever being in the Heisman race in 2013. I could go back and check odds, and he had a great season. Maybe had they beaten Bama in Tuscaloosa, and he finished strong, he might have thrust himself in there. But once they lost to Bama, I think that was over. Baby Bobby, good morning. Will we ever see a returner that looks like the days of old? Yeah. I think this stretch for LSU, where the past couple of years where they haven't had one of those, is kind of the outlier. But remember, in 2021, Trey Palmer returned a kickoff for a touchdown. Remember, kickoff for a touchdown in Tiger Stadium, Condon's old stat. Derek Stingley was your punt returner in 19 and 20. I mean, it's not like it was that long ago. It's really just the last 2 years that they've struggled there. But Xavier Thomas was a freshman All-America punt returner at Mississippi State. Like, he's done it in the SEC. So I think he'll be the guy this year and he'll be good. Jerry, good morning, Uncle Scone. Harbaugh had no idea what was going on. Plausible deniability, man. Can you prove he did? Can't prove he did. That's what a smart coach does, man. You keep yourself distance from it. You send your lackeys to do the work. Larry, good morning. Tony, morning from Phoenix. By the way, Jerry, I'm not saying definitively Harbaugh had no idea. I mean, logically, you would believe that a guy with that much intent focus on his organization would know everything that was going on. So I know that's what you're saying, and I would agree, but it's all about plausible deniability, man. Tony, morning from Phoenix. If the Saints start 1-5, 0-4, do you see them making major in-season changes? What changes could you see happening in season? Well, I mean, Clint Kubiak's in his first year, so you're not going to fire the offensive coordinator 4 games into the season. And Dennis Allen runs the defense, so he's not going to fire himself. So I don't know that you would see staff changes midseason. And I don't know that the organization is going to fire Dennis Allen midseason. It's just not their MO. So probably not. Just using deductive reasoning. All right, smash that like button if you would. Please subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post, all that good stuff. We appreciate y'all for being there. Shout out to Brock. You need an orthopedist, they're the best. You need a roof, give us a shout. Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com. Had lots of hail in the Sherwood Forest area on Saturday. Give us a shout. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Semaglutide, tirzepatide, the once-a-week injections for weight loss. Remember, Unique Physique, you can do the whole thing over telemed. And so you can have your whole consultation over the phone. And they will ship anywhere in the country so anywhere in the state, anywhere in the country. So even if you're listening or you're watching outside of Baton Rouge, no worries, still give Unique Physique a try. All of our sponsors are tagged in the description, and their links are in the description of this episode on YouTube. And of course, Restored Motions and restoredmotions.com. I need to get the Restored Motions logo. Where are we? James McKinney, good morning. Jason H., good morning. Kenneth Polk, what's going on? Glad to catch the show live again. Thanks for being there, Kenneth. Glad to have you. 7:30, we're here. School year getting started. We'll be here 7:30. Our regular time starts up again. Mark, Michigan will take the NCAA to court if given any violations and will win. How? Why? I mean, if you're just assuming that they'll go to court and win because the NCAA keeps losing in court, that's all over NIL, rev share, those types of things. I mean, the NCAA has their mandates. I mean, they are judge, jury, executioner, and all the leagues abide by that within their compliance. So I completely disagree with you, Mark, that Michigan will take the NCAA to court. I mean, the court cases the NCAA keeps losing are financial in nature from players about revenue and expenses, not about enforcement of their rules. Bubba Smith, good morning. Club Ruckus, Hunter Eilers, Charlie Cavell. Matt, I texted you the other day. Did you get it? Send again or email me, Charlie. The text line there's just a lot of text, so I don't always see everything. So sorry about that. But I'll go check it. Rusty Abear, Rocky Killian, Taylor, good morning. Appreciate it. Curious to see how coaching duties are split between CR and Jake Olson. Well, I mean, Corey Raymond's coaching the corners and Jake Olson's coaching the safeties. But I tell you what I'll do today, Taylor. I will go keep a closer eye on the defensive backs today. We're gonna have a shorter window to watch today, but if we get a team period, now I'm just gonna be watching the team period, but in the individual period, I'll go watch defensive backs today. Hey, Dad, good morning. G Money, let's see, good morning. Was just thinking about the early days of Morning Scone with the Boudreaux's mix sponsor. Yeah, man, you're an OG there. Boudreaux's Bloody Mary mix, margarita mix. It's funny, Drew will still watch some old morning scones on YouTube. and he'll find that and he'll say, mix. I don't think he knows what the words Bloody Mary and Margarita are. So he'll be like, mix. He'll try to imitate it. But yeah, man. Good old days. I shouldn't say good old days. I think these are great days too, but I do appreciate Darren back in the day. I don't know that he still has that product. But it was a really good product too. Now I'm not a Bloody Mary guy, but the margarita mix was really, really good product. Cliff, what's good? I asked about Tradez yesterday and his role. If he emerges, what happens to Pimpton? Does he have a role? Rich people's problems. Yeah, well, look, I mean, yesterday, Kamori and Pimpton had the two best catches of the day. And so primarily what they were working when they were going scout was the run game, screen game, everything close to the line. So it was runs, it was sweeps, it was zone reads, it was screens, it was everything close to the line. And so we saw a bunch of too tight. Oh, you know what? I don't think Mac Markway was there yesterday. I needed to make that note. Mac Markway. Actually, I charted one rep for Markway in the quarterback receiver drills, and then I didn't see him the rest of the day. So I don't know if he was there and left or if I maybe jotted down the wrong number. I need to check on that. But maybe with Markway out, that opened the door for Pimpton to have a really big day yesterday. But I mean, I just think my big takeaway through 3 practices of watching is, man, there's just no shortage of offensive talent. Like we can say, oh, the first 3 are going to be Lacey, Hilton, CJ Daniels. And that may very well be how it goes because they might be your 3 best. But like the first day, Sheldon Sampson made 2 amazing catches on the sideline. Yesterday with Sampson limited, Kyle Parker in that 2-minute offense period, the team period, Kyle Parker made back-to-back receptions where they checked down to him on the right side. He caught and run, got upfield. Pimpton had the 2 best catches of the day during the DB pass catcher drills, the one-on-one drills. It's like the first day, Chris Hilton didn't have a single target in the 2 7-on-7 periods. Yesterday, when they went 11-on-11 in the 2-minute offense, the first play they went deep down the right sideline to Chris Hilton. And actually, if you go look at LSU social media, they have a video of Brian Kelly talking. It's like a minute long, and they're showing like slow-mo highlights from the practice. And you'll see Hilton's falling down catch on the right sideline. Like that was the first play of the team period. So yes, man, I think the challenge, and it's a good problem to have for Joe Sloan, is how do you get all these guys involved? Bearded Dragon, good morning. Hope fans are patient with Nuss because he will throw picks because of lack of starting time, but hopefully not long to get adjusted. Yeah, man, I think he'll be good. I think Jaden Daniels also spoiled us rotten. I mean, he threw 4 interceptions last year. 13 games, Jaden Daniels threw 4 interceptions. He was just awesome. I mean, Jaden Daniels had literally one of the most historic seasons we have ever seen. So, I'm not holding Nuss to an unrealistic standard. I'm not holding him to a standard of 4 interceptions like the Heisman winner had this past year. Cliff Team Drew, thank you, man. Brett, walk-off was in the 10th. Oh, for Smith. Any news on Aaron Anderson? Have not heard much of him this camp. Yeah, he's been out there. So yesterday, when we got to watch the kick returners, the first 2 were Anderson and Javen Nicholas. Xavier Thomas was out there, but he has his right leg wrapped. So he was there but wasn't participating. So, but Aaron Anderson was there. I don't have my other notebook, which is on my desk at work, is where I have all my reps charted. But yeah, I mean, Aaron Anderson's been making plays. But that's another example of a guy who, like, the first day when they were doing 7-on-7s, Anderson made, like, Ricky Collins threw the pass, but it was right sideline, threw it in a tight window, and Aaron Anderson made a beautiful catch in traffic. Like, he's looked great too. I mean, that's the point. Like, they have so many guys. The first day, Colin Billiot, deep touchdown catch, double coverage, burned the corner and the safety, got over the top, deep touchdown catch. I mean, Jelani Watkins, they've just got a ton of skill. They've just got a ton of skill talent. Melody, good morning. Hey, Juan, how about Mondo getting the world record? Mondo is going to do whatever he wants in that sport, man. I mean, it's just the most given thing is Mondo winning at pole vault. I mean, he just keeps setting the bar higher, pun intended. Carl the Cat sounds like a man trying to save his job to me. Oh, talking about Dennis Allen. Yeah, there's no doubt he's trying to save his job. Patrick, good morning, Matt. I think anything bad will happen to Michigan. From what I'm hearing, reading seems like a big witch hunt. The deleted texts weren't even NCAA violations, as confirmed by Brian Sanderson 2-on-3. Here's the thing. Sorry, who's that? Patrick? Here's the thing, Patrick. You can't claim it's a big witch hunt when there's pictures of the Michigan staffer on the Central Michigan sideline in Central Michigan coaching gear. Like, they have documented evidence of a Michigan staffer scouting opponents more than 50 times. That's not a witch hunt. Like, the picture of Stallions on the sideline is a smoking gun. Like, he's guilty. Now, to what degree did they use all the information? What information did they get? How much did it help him? Who else knew about it? I don't know all that. But to try to declare that this is merely a witch hunt, no. There's a photo of the guy in coach's gear on the sideline for another team. Cajun Country, do you know if Charlie Smythe is pushing groupie? It was interesting. So Ross Jackson yesterday in our Saints camp report told us that for the first time, Dennis Allen referred to the kicking competition. Groupie missed a couple of kicks yesterday, including a 48-yarder in the 2-minute offense. So, yeah, if it's Sean Payton, I think Groupie would already be gone. Guy Brooks, good morning. What up, Guy? Good to see you, man. Let's see. I want us to have a great year. He waited his turn, learned behind Jaden Daniels. No doubt. He's an easy guy to pull for, man. Guys that wait their turn and you stick around. It's not to say guys that transfer aren't easy to pull for. I mean, Jaden Daniels was easy to pull for. Joe Burrow was easy to pull for. Those were transfers. But yes, I think we all are hoping Nuss has a great year. Michael Cook, what's going on? Chance, Mondo might be the most accomplished LSU athlete ever. He won't ever get credit as a Swede. Y'all know how I feel about that. Just whatever. He's great. He is objectively great. I just cannot understand ever competing under another country's flag. Jesse Brown, morning, Matt. My schedule's changed, so I'm a little late now getting on, ready for Saints preseason. All right, Jesse, good to have you whenever you can be here, man. Yep, Saints preseason game Saturday against Arizona, so they'll travel Friday. He'll have an off day today, workout tomorrow and Thursday, travel Friday, and play Saturday. Excited to see how it looks. Mitch, good morning from Northwest Arkansas, but from the 225. All right, Mitch, glad to have you there, man. Hope your weather up there in the 501. Well, 501's Little Rock, right? Is better than it is here. Brian, tough loss for Team TK and Beach Volleyball. Yeah, man, they were favored and lost to the Canadians. So bummer, man. Was hoping they'd get to the medal rounds, the medal stages in medal, but great representation of LSU of Louisiana, man. Congrats to them. Kevin, can you hit on your Vegas schedule real quick in regards to work duties? Yeah, man. So we'll fly in Thursday night, OTB and AFR live from Vegas on Friday. And then on Saturday, we'll have a pregame. We'll go to the game, and then T-Bob and I will do whiskey and wine. So all of our shows originating from the MGM Sportsbook inside of Mandalay Bay. So we'll they have a radio studio, built studio in there they're letting us use. So excited about that. Hey, Rick, good morning. Going to be Baton Rouge Friday for work. Should be done around 2:30 to 3. We'll try to meet up with you. All right, Rick. Where are we meeting up, Rick? Sorry. I'll be on air Friday at 3:00, Rick. Mark Allen on AFR yesterday, you said you were hitting the pool. Did you complete the task? I did. What do you mean? Did I go swimming? Yes. We put Drew in the pool darn near every day. Chance, Loomis is like a made guy in the mafia. He knows he can't get fired and doesn't always do its best for the organization. I think there's some true. I don't know, Chance. I don't know that I would use the mafia reference, but yes, I think there is validity to Loomis not having great job security. And I'm not saying that anybody should go to work fearing being fired ever, but like there should be accountability. And it doesn't feel like there's any accountability right now for Loomis. Fiscally irresponsible. Clearly, they've made bad decisions both in the draft and in free agency. Trevor Penning, Isaiah Foskey, Peyton Turner. We're hoping Taliesin Fuanga is a hit. Seems like that so far. Watching Trey Hendrickson walk, Marcus Williams walk, not great. The money paid Derek Carr, restructuring his deal this year, drafting Kendre Miller, who can't stay healthy. I mean, there's not a lot of good there. Brian Wynn, slightly different take on Mondo competing for Sweden since yesterday. Sweden will let his dad coach him, and Team USA will not allow that. Sweden pays track and field athletes substantially better. Brian, I understand that, and I don't care. He can make his decision. He's made his decision. If you were going to tell me that Team Italy would let my dad coach me and I could compete for Italy or USA, I'm competing for the United States of America. I'm an American citizen. I was born here. I spent my whole life here. I get it. It's different. Mondo's mom is Swedish. He's spent summers there, but dude was born here. He lives here. He went to school at St. Thomas More in Lafayette. I think St. Thomas More. He's from Lafayette. He went to LSU. Like, he lives here. Like, I cannot imagine ever not competing for the United States of America. Like, whatever. Brian, I understand I've heard them all, and I don't care. But he can make his decision, and he's awesome. Like, and he's the best ever. Like, it is amazing when you think of all the humans that have ever walked the face of the earth over the entirety of the Earth's existence. When you are quite literally the best ever to do something that is so remarkable, it's hard to even put into words. Like, so I'm not in any way, like, he is incredible. Me personally, I cannot imagine being an American citizen and not competing for the United States of America. I don't care if they let your dad be your coach. That's very selfish. Okay, but that's what he wants. He'd rather have his dad coach him and compete for Sweden. I would never compete under any other flag than the United States of America. I couldn't imagine doing that. Stat dub, but my mom's not Swedish, so maybe it's different. What's the running back depth chart looking like? Josh Williams, John Emery, 1-2. Then we're seeing Caleb Jackson, Caden Durham. That's the way they've gone so far in camp. Lisa, good morning. Dane, good morning. Mondo went to Lafayette. Okay, Lafayette High. Whatever. He's from Lafayette. But yes, thank you. It's, again, like, I know you're fighting a losing battle because he's from Louisiana. He went to LSU. He's the best ever. You want to claim him. That's great. He's awesome. He's amazing. He is amazing. And of course, I want great things for people in life. I wish the United States guy would have beaten him yesterday. The guy who got silver. I wish Mondo would have fallen and the U.S. guy would have won the gold. That's what I would have voted, because I'm pulling for the USA. Juan, which are itinerary Saturday, hitting Stadium Swim with the Balls to watch football. Juan, we will actually be at Stadium Swim Saturday evening, so we'll be there. I think we're going to watch games at some restaurant, sports bar during the day, and then for Saturday night, we got a area reserved at Stadium Swim, so we're going to be watching games Saturday night there. So hopefully see you there. So, yeah, Brian, I'm not trying to get into a Mondo argument, man. People can feel however they want. I'm not saying Mondo's right or wrong. I'm not saying if you support him, you're wrong, or I'm not saying any of that. Like, it's just my feeling on it. Like, I can't imagine competing for and under any other banner than the United States. And he feels differently, and that's fine. Like, he can go live his life. It's great. He's a superstar in Sweden, and his parents can coach him, and he's happy and the best ever and awesome. That's great. I don't ever want to see Sweden win a medal over the United States, so I'm not pulling for Mondo Duplantis. I'm pulling for whoever the guy was that finished second, who I think is from Ole Miss. I was pulling for him. I wish Mondo would have fallen or would have hit the bar and not cleared it, and the U.S. guy would have won. That's what I would have preferred to have seen happen. The Ole Miss guy who got silver competing for the United States, I was pulling for instead of Mondo competing for Sweden. Ron Swanson, morning, Matt. It's my wife's birthday. We're going to supper club. All right, Juan. Juan, excuse me. I'm looking at Juan's name right there. All right, Ron. Hey, happy birthday to your wife. Hope she has an awesome birthday. Hope you treat her like the queen of the castle that she is. And I hope you enjoy supper club, man. Please let me know how it goes. I'm curious what y'all get. No matter what you get, it'll be the best meal of your life. The creme brulee is awesome, but it's huge. The butter cake, you can't go wrong. If you've never had it, it's like the thing that people there love. But the creme brulee is a show. They come with this big torch, and they torch the creme brulee at your table side. Veal parm is incredible. Of course, you can get a steak. It'll be the best steak you ever had. They have prime meat steaks that you can get. And then they have all the super selective stuff that I talk about all the time. That's very pricey, but if you want that experience, you can only get it at Supper Club. Sea bass is amazing. Scallops would be the best you ever had if you love scallops. I mean, whatever you get, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. So I can't wait to hear about it tomorrow, Ron. Anyway, hope your wife has an awesome birthday. Cliff, what stadium swim? So it's at Circa in Vegas. So Circa Sportsbook, it's like a outdoor sports book by a pool with a giant screen that's like 80 feet long. Look up the pictures of it. It's pretty incredible. Let's see. Chance, when is Brian Kelly talking to the media again? Today. So BK today, and then Joe Sloan tomorrow. Somebody's about to clip this and make it a thing. I don't care. The Mondo, clip it. I've said it for months on AFR. I've said it for as long as he's competed, years actually, for as long as he's competed for Sweden. Don't care. Like, I don't care. I don't care if you clip it. I don't care what people think. It's my opinion. And again, I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm not saying he's making the wrong decision. He's doing the best thing for him. Dad gets to coach him. Rock star in Sweden. Well, I don't care. He's made his decision. I can't imagine ever competing for another country. My mom's not from Sweden or anywhere else, so maybe it's different. If clearly he feels differently. I could never ever imagine competing for another nation. So I would have preferred Mondo had fallen, not cleared that bar, and the Ole Miss guy competing for the United States of America had won gold, because I want to see the Americans win gold in everything. Anyway. Okay, y'all have an awesome day. And I can say all that and objectively understand that he is awesome. He is literally the best ever in the history of mankind to do that thing, which is crazy and amazing and awesome and good for him. And he seems like a great young guy. And, Antoine, I know Antoine a little bit from when he played at LSU and covering those teams there. I mean, great family, great. Like, I'm not in any way saying he's a bad person, bad guy. I'm not yelling at him. I just don't like the decision he made. But who cares? He shouldn't make his decision based on what I think. But I'm in the opinion media. I'm giving you an opinion. Steve, what's going on? Good morning. All right, y'all, I think we're just about done. Y'all, please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. We appreciate y'all for being there. Shout out to Brock. You need an orthopedist. They're the best. Parrish Construction and Roofing. You need an orthopedics, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. And remember, unique physique, semaglutide, tirzepatide, once-a-week injections for weight loss. And you do the whole thing over telemed, and they ship anywhere. So if a lot of y'all watching it in Dallas or Atlanta or Knoxville, Tennessee, or wherever you may be, Arkansas, someone today up in Northwest Arkansas, remember, unique physique, no matter where you are, they'll ship to you, and you can do the whole thing over telemed. So all the links for our sponsors are linked in the description of this episode on YouTube. So please, and I'll make sure they're tagged. They're all tagged on Facebook as well. All right, thanks for watching, y'all. Locked on LSU is already live for today, so please go check that out. And AFR3, we'll give you a full LSU practice report. We'll see you then.